Is in high school predominantly African American. And we had a little bit of Caucasians and a little bit of Mexican or Hispanic. It wasn't nothing outrageous. It wasn't predominantly white. Yeah.
Mine was predominantly black. It was so hard coming here to a predominantly white.
See, we're going to talk about that. Okay.
Mine was absolutely predominantly black, and the transition from that high school to this college campus was incredibly difficult, especially since I didn't do Spectrum, and I was a commuter student, so it was very, very difficult. But now that I'm a senior, I mean, it got so much easier after like my freshman year, but it was very hard.
I think mine was pretty mixed.
Well, I went to a predominantly black school up through the 9th grade, then I changed school, but it was still predominantly black. But I think with the classes that I was in, there was a lot more white people and Asian people in my classes. So coming here, like even though I didn't do Spectrum, I didn't feel like any differently. Like I was perfectly fine, just coming from where I came from.
Yeah, I agree with Bridget. My school was predominantly white. And I didn't feel like all the black people until I got to Spectrum, because that was like the most black people I've ever Wow, wow, there's all white people. So we kind of click up.
I went to a predominantly black school too, and it was hard coming here. Like she said, she's a commuter student, and I am as well. So it is harder because it's like when you get to school and you like, you know, you go to class and you get done with class, and you just want to go home, and so you don't really want to like sit there and like mingle a lot, and especially if you're not used to it, that atmosphere environment.
How often are you the only African American woman in your class?
Close to all. It's close to all.
Oh, close to all.
Maybe one or two other.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say intimidated. I would say try to be careful with what I say, the way I language certain
So
things.
selective.
Yeah.
I would say I have this class that I had last semester and a continuation this semester, where I am actually the only female, not only the only black female, but the only female. And I wouldn't say I feel intimidated because I'm used to it, but I will say that I've definitely noticed that my professor challenges me a whole lot more than anyone else, but I see that more as an opportunity to be better, so.
Or it could be that they want like another opinion because they know what everybody else is probably thinking. But to say have an African American mixed female in the class, what is on her mind?
I mean, I don't ever notice like, I don't really notice the whole male-female type
I
thing.
think once you get to a point where you're comfortable with yourself, but everybody else thinks kind of, you know, it's kind of the back burner. You don't even pay attention to it anymore.
I have like 2 points. One point is that, have you guys ever felt, like sometimes I'll be in a classroom be only, you know, African American female, but sometimes I forget that. Or I forget something else. And then sometimes you look around like, oh, I am the only person. You know, so that's one point. My other point was that I think Imani said that you were careful with, you know, as to what you say. Because sometimes I feel like I'm representing everyone and I want to do a good job, but not like, I'm just conscious, like you're aware of it. So I think that's very important too.
But another thing is, when it comes to that, like I always feel so happy, like when I walk into a class and I see either 2 or 3 black girl. I know your hair is wrapped, so I know that.
Even when you knew the answer.
No, man. Sometimes you just want to hear what other people think.
Well, have any of you guys held any like leadership positions, maybe the exec board in high school?
My own or anything like that, but I'm saying like really, in actuality, they called me like king of the crop because I spoke like with, you know, like proper, and because I was like part of like National Art Society. So like at my high school, but it was different though because my high school wasn't very challenging. So it's like anybody could do what I did, you know what I mean? Then I came here and it was like, what in the world? Like they didn't prepare me at all for this, you know what I mean?
When I got here, I had held so many leadership positions. When I got to college, it was like, let's take a break. Let's get out of academics. Let's just concentrate on Tiffany right now. So I never really, I don't know, the SGA thing is like, that's so high school.
Ever felt the pressure of keeping up with students here on CFC campus by
No.
What about like socially, like being on the social scene maybe? Felt pressure to some yes, some no.
If you say yeah, why?
why do you feel?
Yeah, if yes, why? Everybody say no.
Well, I guess kind of like trying to find where you fit in socially, you know, not kind of competing socially to have the most friends or who's popular, but kind of finding your social niche where you fit in on campus. I kind of feel pressure to, you know, this is the college experience. You don't want to stay in your room all 4 years and not really have an experience in college, but to find your niche and find who you are alike with and common ground with people. So yeah, that's definitely pressure to do that.
Like, I love fashion or whatever. I like dressing up. I like going shopping.
You feel the need to compete a little bit. What?
Yeah, that's just me. That's just my nature, though.
It's like around you have money and stuff like that. It's not like a racial type thing, but you're saying basically it's because you looking at it from a fashion standpoint, not as far as race or anything like that.
Any other comments?
I'll have to say no, I guess, because the first question about keeping, well, not first question, but have you ever felt pressure to keep financially? I mean, it depends on how the bank account looking, you know? If I feel like I want something nice, or hey, it's time for me to get my hair done, or whatever, but to keep up with people on campus, not so much, so.
I agree. Like the area where I feel the most competition would probably be academically. But as far as like every other aspect, not at all. I wear to class. When I go out, I like to dress up, but that's for me. That's not to compete with anybody.
Exactly.
How about you mention the topic on like you said like if the bank account was looking right, because we're talking about that in class as well. So it's like if you know, like if you see something that you like, you really like, if you know you don't really have the funds and you would try to stretch it anyway, like would you try to get it just because like okay you know like everyone else has it, you want to just be in with the latest trends as well, or do you just like try to wait?
Definitely wait. Finances, I cannot be going into debt just to keep up with what Lynette's wearing, you know? Because I mean, I gotta eat. I gotta eat.
I said yes to. I agree. Well, mine was from the standpoint of like seeing them have cars and like just knowing they have like more money in the bank and like not being able to have that. Not like I'm trying to like, I don't know, like it's not keeping up, but it's like I want to have more too.
Yeah,
like,
it's like
man, like why can't I have? Not that I'm willing to go out and spend more. I just want to have more. Yeah.
Do you think the background of African American women on campus plays a vital role in their involvement, their self-confidence, and assertiveness here in college?
And how to be assertive, how to be outspoken. So because of that, when I got here, it was the same thing. Like I always ask questions. I always talk out in class. So it kind of just carries over from high school.
I think it plays an initial role in how you are on campus, but I think that it can be changed.
Coming from my predominantly African American high school, I was in jazz, I was in band club, I was vice president, I was president of my senior class, junior class, and I did a lot of things. But when I came here, it was like, I just need a break. Like, I can't be an SGA, and then it kind of was, I don't know, I think my
Self-confidence, like, really helped when it came to even coming here coming here to this campus. Because if I didn't have a lot of self-confidence like I did in high school, I probably would have, never really made it, my first year here.
So after having this conversation and watching the video and talking amongst ourselves as women, would you feel like you'd be interested in starting a minority women's group on the CofC campus?
I think that would be good to present that to BSU, the female BSU, and also in the other organizations.